The Witch of Moon's Lane presents How to Witch, Bitch.
Welcome back to How to Witch, Bitch. Michelle, hello.
Hello, darling.
Now today, this is something I find really fascinating, is cards. So tarot cards, oracle cards, psychic readers, all that kind of jazz. I know the first thing I ever did when I was young and I was getting into all this kind of stuff was I went and got my cards done, got my cards read.
Right.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And there's been 2 times I've had it done, and both times were unbelievable, as in were totally down to the, basically said that I would be living in a house with a group of friends. My father wouldn't be in that house anymore. Then years later, like a year later or 6 months later, he moved out and we actually rented out the rooms in the house to my university friends. Looking back at it, I was like, that was the weirdest thing you possibly could have said, but it actually came to fruition.
Yep.
Someone like that, I mean, who does reading? You obviously do readings, but who are the people that, you know, say, I'll come and do your cards? There's tarot readers, there's all different types.
Well, you've got the oracle cards, and a lot of people read oracle cards because they find the tarot a little bit scary, having the devil and having death, and there's a few cards in there that can be quite scary. So a lot of people start off with oracle cards, and oracle cards are just basically a a card like this one, as you can see, it says lovely little fairy or angel, and it says blessings. And so, again, someone would read that with, say, another card, which is abundance. And so abundance was about happiness, health and wealth. So if you were reading an oracle card, you would say that you would be abundant in blessings. And so they're pretty easy to sort of read.
Are they all positive oracle cards?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you do get a couple like body care, but I mean, really it's telling you
Go get
you
a
need
wax.
to take better care of your better care of your mental and physical health.
Okay.
But yeah, there's no real scary cards.
And there's no
meditation.
psychic kind of thing when it comes to oracle cards.
No, everyone, you know, if you just say, for example, you just pick a card a day, you get up in the morning, you just say, oh, you know, what type of day am I going to have, or what do I need to look out for myself?
I'll do that. Let me do that.
For example,
So you would give me the cards.
Yeah. So you take a card.
So the idea of me having the cards is putting my energy up to my heart chakra.
Just do a big breath in and breath out. And this is just great for just getting an oracle deck for yourself in the morning. Just shuffle them away.
Okay, so the idea of me having it is my energy goes into the cards.
Now, there are some readers that will not let you touch their cards. Ooh. You know, they're very much about, they're the old readers where they like to still have their tarot cards in black and wrap them in black and have them hidden away.
Unwrap them, yeah.
So I have mine in my own, like I have a little black bag, so I don't use it, but back in the day, everything was kind of like put in a black, I had satin, it was black satin, and then I'd put it away in my altar. So it was kind of like very much, But these ones are little oracle cards, and the oracle comes from, you know, going back to sort of neo-pagan when, you know, you had even the Greeks and the Italians, they would have their own oracle. Remember, they were like, I guess, ancient nuns where you'd go in and you'd address the oracle, and whatever the oracle said, you know, she would use innards of a bird or innards of something to see whether or not war was going to come to your shores or whatever that is. So these are just little oracle cards that just have one word, and a lot of people that might be frightened of tarot, this is just a nice little introduction.
Okay, so what do? I've shuffled them?
Shuffle them and you just ask yourself like just a question that you might want. It could be that you might say, what type of day am I going to have? Or
what type of day am I going to have? Fingers crossed.
Or what do I need to look for?
This card here is busted and it looks like it's peeling away, but for some reason I'm drawn to it, and it says trust.
Right. There we go.
So does that just mean trust I'm going to have a good day?
Yes, or trust your instincts. So if
you're going to have a good day.
Yeah, so trust your instincts, and also maybe trust that, you're going to have a good day, but it could be also you might have somebody else on your mind. And it says trust that the process is going to be fine, or trust that person.
Okay.
You might want to back it up with a second card.
Oh, a second card?
So
okay.
trust.
I've just gone this one. Trust and guardian angel.
There you go. Trust that your guardian angels are taking care of business for you.
But for for people who want to read fortune, to want to have a connection, have answers, oracle cards are nice. They're kind of like
Some readers read with oracle cards, just because that's just the way that they are. But they would be tarot readers.
Okay.
They're just sort of readers that just read what the cards are saying.
Okay.
So a psychic reader.
Are you a psychic reader?
I'm a psychic reader.
Okay.
So a psychic reader that does the tarot as well, I get other information from that card. So I just use it as a divination tool. So, for example, I'm picking a card. So here's this card here.
Eight of Swords.
The Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is talking about the guardian angels are coming, and it's looking about, people, places and situations that are judging or judgmental of. You could be someone that could put walls up, or you could allow yourself to have boundaries and just know that not everybody's going to love you. I mean, which would make sense with someone like me.
Yes.
Because it's very vulnerable and not everyone's going to love me. Most people think I'm fucking Jack's crackers, and that's fine.
They don't see me coming. Whoa! There's the other personality coming out.
That's my alter ego coming. Oh, that was a black witch. Get back in there. Get back in there. But a psychic reader will read differently for each person because she's also getting information about. So the cards are a way in which to tap into the energy, tap into the psychic reading ability. So this card here, so say 3 of Pentacles.
Yeah.
So I would read that the fact that we've got a lot of abundance coming around with the fruit, so the fruits of your labour, and that there are opportunities that are going to be presented to you in a working environment. But if it's love, then it could be that you have more than one suitor. Oh. And the interesting thing with that is another psychic reader would read that completely differently.
So you're using the psychic ability that you have with the person who you're reading for to interpret the card. Yes,
but a tarot reader would just get the book and go, this means that, and so therefore when I'm reading the card, that's that. So they're very regimented. That's what it means.
So it just means as in this card, go to my book, look it up, and that's the answer.
That's the answer.
Whereas you're completely different.
Yes.
Okay.
I completely go with it, and it changes it at different times because I'm also a clairaudient, so I'm already hearing what's going on in their life as well. And so as I'm just doing it fluently. This is just my tool.
So when you sit down to do your psychic reading, so say, example, you've got 5 people queued up waiting because you're just so popular, and you're in your little room.
Yeah.
When that person comes in, and obviously you would be channeling at that stage, as in open to everyone to pop in, like a little waiting room.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Beetlejuice, but anyway. When that person comes in, how does that work in your head? I'm thoroughly intrigued by that. Is it like all of a sudden, say Stacey sits down in front of you and then all of a sudden, I'm Stacey's grandma. Like, are they talking to you?
That's right. But the interesting thing with that is that, like, if I go to a party, I will say...
You would be so confused.
Well, when I go to do my psychic, because I do psychic parties, and I originally started that because I was sick and tired of going to another Tupperware party. I was like, if I have to go and buy another piece of this shit, I'm just... This is boring as bad shit. So I said, what am I going to do? And I said, this is something I had. And so I started parties years ago. And for me, if I'm going to a party, I'll say to the hostess, I'll say, how do you want to run it? Because if I sit down and you've got all your ladies around, I said, I can definitely do the tarot and do like 20 minutes each person. But I said, if one of them has somebody has passed, I could be with Fiona here and yet, Bruce's dad's coming or Stacey's dad's coming through. If you're happy to listen to everybody's, that's fine. And also sometimes, affairs come out, all sorts of things come out. So, or would you prefer me to be in a room? And so that's what I do. I say when I'm in my little office, if someone's coming in, I say, I know that you've paid for the reading, but I might actually be reading this person and I can't help it because if spirits sways me
you
that way.
You can't stop them from coming in.
It. So if you're wanting it for yourself, so I do a lot of readings during the week where it's just private and it's going and I'm just focused on that person.
So that's to stop everybody else coming in at the same time. Yes. So if you had, like you said, that John Edward kind of vibe, everyone thinks about that.
Yeah. And I do those shows as well. I've done a few of them and it's just interesting. You're here and then you're talking and then all of a sudden you're over there and they'll just show you where to go and then you say, hey, has this happened to you, da-da-da-da-da.
And that's sort of one of those things that you've seen where people go, okay, someone over here, there's a letter S or something like that. A lot of that could be just luck.
Yeah.
But for you, you're actually hearing. And
I'm hearing the names. Well, the craziest thing that ever happened, and I was on stage and I was like, I can't say that because people are going to think I am actually nuts. And this is funny when you pulled that trust card. The trust is so much trust that you're not going to be up there, you know, making a fool of yourself. And I was saying, did somebody bury a horse but they didn't bury it enough and they had to cut the legs off? I'm so sorry.
Oh, my God.
And this woman goes, yeah, it happened last week. And I was just like, oh, my God. And everyone burst out laughing. And it's just like, and I was so not wanting to say that, but I couldn't get past it.
So who was telling you about the horse?
Well, it's just their
energy.
her energy or her grandfather, or because I'm talking to a male. I can't remember who I was talking to because it was just like I was so blown away with the fact that she'd buried a horse and had to chop the legs off.
Oh, my gosh.
Because it didn't fit. I mean, that's just terrible.
No,
but she
it's
was
hilarious.
She was laughing about it.
But who would have thought that would have come out when you went to go and see the old psychic? Oh, I'm not very good at burying horses. I'm so sorry. When those voices come through, are they are they different types of?
Yes.
Is it like having a conversation with somebody?
So you know when you listen to yourself. So you know when you talk to yourself.
Yes.
Do you have voices in your head?
I'm very odd
Some
in my
people
head.
do and some don't.
Yeah, I don't have an inner monologue.
No, I do.
All I do is, I've noticed because I've thought about this a lot, all I do is think about other people.
Yeah.
That's all I do.
Yeah. See, that's different to me. I have a monologue in my head at all times where there is an actual voice talking to me. Of course, I didn't say this when I was younger because I would have ended up in a strange.
Yes.
But that is my voice. So I know it, I recognise it as me because it sounds like me.
Okay.
And so it's me talking to my inner thoughts. But then when I'm channeling something, I'll have a male voice or a female voice or it's a completely different voice, so I know it's not mine.
Is it always in English?
And it's always no. I've actually sat there and said an Indian word and said, what does that mean? I've said Arabic, and they've just burst out laughing of what I've just said to them. And I often get it wrong because my pronunciation. And I've got a bit of a slurred sort of, I've got a very lazy chat sort of voice anyway, so I slur sometimes. And so, so to me it's incredible because I then go, that's crazy.
That
even
these words have just come into your mind.
Yeah.
How do you turn it off?
And I've just got to trust it.
But how do you turn it off? Like you could be walking through the supermarket and it's happening all the time.
Well, see, that's another thing that a lot of people say. They come up and they go, oh, I can't go out and I can't do this, and I make sure that I have my hair up means that you can't sort of contact me or whatever. I don't seem to have that problem. I can be...
You can focus on every day.
Yeah, I can just focus on every day, and so I'll just open up if I want. And I'll search. Can you imagine just going around prying into everyone's business?
I'd love that.
See,
I'd love it.
Would you?
I'd be walking through the soup, but I'd go back and see some people from my past, get right in there, find out what's going on.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. I'm too lazy. Probably just go to the supermarket. Or around my neighbourhood. Oh, is that really what's happening over there?
Yeah, but normally I've just got a monologue of my own, in my own head doing what you're saying. I need to get this done because that's happening. So I'm really just misorganisation in my head about what I've got to do, and so I'm not really focusing on anything around me. But if I go out to a party, there's a party track. Oh, she's psychic. Oh, is she? Oh, but you can't read me.
That would happen all. It
happens all the time.
Yeah. And do you? Please tell me you've nailed it.
Yeah, I was talking about the affair. That was really funny. I was at a funeral once, and the guy was there. Was going, "Oh, read me." It was being like, da, 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 da. And I said, "Well, you best tell your missus that you're not going to leave her." And his wife had walked off, and he went, "Oh, okay. We'll finish this up, shall we?"
Wow, I love that.
Yeah, well. You wouldn't go to a party to a gynecologist and then just sit there and go, "Hey, any problems?"
And that's a beautiful mental image for us here on How to Witch Bitch. All right, so we've covered cards. We've covered the oracle cards. The tarot reader does it basically by the book.
Yeah.
The psychic reader, everyone is different. So they will either be...
And it depends on what their gifts are. So I'm a medium, so I have the 5 clairs. But not everyone has the 5 clairs.
What's the 5
to
clairs?
To medium. So you might just be a clairaudient and you just hear.
Right.
You might be someone that basically is someone that feels, I feel this. I feel that this is not right for you. I feel that that's, some just go, I know you're not going to get that job. I don't know why, but I just know you're not going to get that job. And so you could have a lot of these clairs that you work on, and not even realize, because everybody is actually psychic to a degree, and some people can work on it, some people just don't bother, some people just call it gut instinct, like, someone's really good in business and they have a gut instinct. That's just their guides, and the more you raise your energy, the more you're talking to your guides. So they're helping you. It's just about trusting. It's funny that you pick the trust,
the Oracle,
and
trust card,
the
and
trust
Guardian
and the
Angel.
So that's what it's funny you pick that on air.
Interesting.
It's saying trust your clairs, trust your instincts,
Trust your guardian angels.
trust your gut. Yeah, but a lot of people don't trust themselves because they put themselves in situations that fail because they want it to work, or they've been told something, so they feel like they go along with it. And so when they say, I don't trust anyone, they don't trust themselves because they put themselves in the situation.
Yeah.
They did that. That was their choice.
And once again, it's back to that energy as well.
It's about protecting yourself and, again, making sure that you don't put yourself in. So loyalty needs to be to yourself first than anybody else, because if you're loyal to yourself, you trust yourself, which means you have great instincts, which means you make good decisions for yourself so that you're learning in this journey so that you can help others.
I love it. All right. I think the guides, that's another thing that we need to discuss in coming episodes.
Yep, definitely.
I do remember someone telling me about they have a physical idea of what their guide looks like, or there's an Indian guide, or there's this. So that's something we really need to touch on.
Yep.
Michelle, fascinating once again. The Oracle cards, the Tarot cards, the psychic ability. I just love the fact that you'd be finding out everyone's secrets as well, which is great. I know that's what I would want to do. Thank you. We look forward to the next episode of How to Witch Bitch.
Thank you.
Woodwork Podcasts.